Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our morning Zohar reading with Rick and Adam. So far, anybody's welcome to join on Zoom. The instructions are in the description of this video. Today is April 1st, and we're on chapter 22, item 10, Behu Kotai, in my statutes. Rick's going to screen share the text, and we take turns reading.
And 10, okay. This is why the Creator said, "My people remember now. Please remember that time when Balak and Balaam conjoined in order to destroy them, and they failed because I was holding you like a father holding his son without leaving him in the hands of another. Please remember that as long as you held on to me, that wicked one could not rule over you with his spell and magic. Since you let go of holding me, you were in the shitting. It is written, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods, and then your enemies governed you. And what is all that for? That ye may now know the righteous acts of the Lord, so that all the just deeds I have done to you while you were holding me, and that I never allowed anything in the world to govern you, and the anger above and below, and the evil kinds could not draw near you."
And God came to Balaam when the sun sets and the gates shut and the night falls and darkens. Several regiments come loose from their chains and walk and wander in the world, and there are several appointees over them who are leading them. And there is one appointee from the left side who is greater than all, and that wicked one, Balaam, was more versed in the charms of that high appointee than anyone. He would say his spells at night when he ruled with all his companions, and the appointee would come to be with him and would inform him what he wished.
Similarly, and God came to Laban the Aramean, that the appointee was present with him, and God came to Amalek. They are all as one. They are all as this one. This is called by these spells in all the places. Hence, he was more common at night than during the day, since the night is the time when he rules. And Amalek had all those wizards and sages, as it is written. Amalek, king of the Philistines, looked out the window, for he was a wizard, and Balaam was like him too.
This is why it is always written God in regards to them and not Havayah, the Lord, as it is written, and God came unto Balaam, and God came unto Laban, and God came unto Abimelech. God means the appointee. He came to them and not they to him, for he has no set place.
How is it said that God is Sitra Achra? This name, God, is shared by all. Even idolatry is called God, meaning other gods. And these appointees are among those other gods, for they are generally referred to as gods. And that wicked one was saying spells and calling him, and he came to him.
This is why it is written, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you back word, as the Lord may speak unto me. It does not say God, since that wicked one was praising himself, saying Havayah, but it is written about him, and God came.
It pleased the Lord to bless Israel. As the Lord may speak unto me, through the emissary of the Sitra Akra, the appointee, but he was with him during the day, as well as it is written. And God met Balaam, which was during the day, and he replies that certainly there was looking in the serpent in him. And this too is called God's. At that time, he was looking to aim the hour. This is the meaning of the words. He went not, as on the other times, to meet with enchantments.
And when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, how did he see? That day he was looking to aim the hour to curse Israel, and he did not find as on other days. And then he saw that there was no great anger in the world. Then he knew that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel. At that time he removed himself from all enchantments in the world and did not look at them, as it is written. He went not as on the other times to meet with enchantments.
When there is anger, the left awakens above. Then that wicked one would know the place to grip on the left side to curse. At that time he looked, but could not find. Then it is written, how shall I curse whom God has not cursed? How can I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced? This is why it is written, my people. Remember now that Balak counseled, and what Balaam, son of Beor, answered him, happy are Israel. They are happy in this world and in the next.
If you walk in my statutes, 16, if you walk in my statutes is Malchut, the place upon which the sentences of the Torah depend, as it is written, my statutes shall you keep. Malchut is called law. The sentences of the Torah are included in her. My ordinances shall you keep. An ordinance is another high place, their ampin, to which that statute Malchut grips. Thus, upper and lower conjoin. The statutes in Malchut are in the ordinances in Zer Anpin, and all the mitzvot, commandments in the Torah, and all the sentences in the Torah, and all the sanctities in the Torah are gripped to these Zer Anpin and Malchut, since the written Torah is Zer Anpin, and the oral Torah is Malchut.
Hence, in my statutes are all those sentences, dinim, judgments, punishments, and the mitzvah, which are in the place called oral Torah, Malchut, called statute. By ordinances shall you keep, means in a place called written Torah, Zeran Pin, as it is written, an ordinance of the God of Jacob. Zeran Pin is called Jacob, and one is gripped to the other, and all is one. And this is the rule of the holy name, the unification of Zeran Pin and Malchut, and one who breaches the words of Torah. It is as though he breaches the holy name, because law and ordinance is the name of the Creator. Hence, if you walk in my statutes, is the oral Torah, and my ordinances shall you keep, is the written Torah. This is the whole of the holy name.
(18) And do them. Since he already said walk and keep, why the do as well? Indeed, one who performs the mitzvot of the Torah and follows his ways, it is as though he made him above. The Creator said, it is as if he made me. Hence, and do them as a law and ordinance, meaning Zerampin and Malchut. Because they are awakened by you, they can bond with one another. So the holy name will be as it should be, certainly, and do them.
Did I move that too quick?
No, I was finished.
Okay. Similarly, and David got him a name, but did David do it for him? Rather, because David went in the ways of the Torah, kept the mitzvot of the Torah, and conducted the Malhut properly, he seemingly made the name above, and there was no other king in the world who was rewarded with it besides David. He would rise at midnight and praise the Creator until the holy name Malhut rose in its chair at daybreak. Hence, it is as though he actually made a name there, meaning raised them for Savug with Zer and Pin, as it is written on the other side. And the son of the Israelite woman blasphemed the name and cursed. For this reason, and David got him a name. This is why it is said, and do them. If you try to do them to correct the holy name as it should be, all those blessings above will be properly corrected in you.
I will give your rains in their season. 20. I will give your rains in their season. Each one will give his strength over you. Who are they? It is that correction that you made, unifying the holy name. That unification of law and ordinance, Serampin and Malchut, will bestow upon you. It is written, keep the way of the Lord to do righteousness and justice. Since it is written, keep the way of the Lord, why does it need to write to do righteousness and justice? Since one who keeps the ways of the Torah does righteousness and justice. Righteousness and justice is the Creator. Woe unto people who do not know and do not consider the glory of their Master, for he makes the holy name every day. One who gives righteousness to the poor.
Alms for the poor. The poor is gripped in din, and all his feeding is in din, in a place called Justices, which is Malhut, as it is written, a prayer for the poor when he is weakened. This prayer is the tefillin of the hand, Malhut. When she is not in Savug with Zer and Pin, she is poor, and she is called Justice. And one who gives tzedekah, alms, but also righteousness in Hebrew, to the poor, makes the holy name above properly whole, connecting her with Zer and Pin, which gives her everything, because tzedekah is the tree of life, Zer and Pin, and tzedekah gives and bestows upon justice, Malhut. When she gives to justice, Zer and Pin and Malhut connect with one another, and the holy name is complete.
One who evokes that awakening below, who gives tzedakah, it is certainly as though he made holy name in completeness. As one does below, so it awakens above. This is why it is written, happy are they that keep justice, that do righteousness at all times. The one who does righteousness is the Creator, as though he made him.
The poor's place is Malhut when she is not in Savug with Zer and Pin. This is because the poor has nothing of his own except what he is given. The moon, Malhut, has no light of her own, but what the sun, Zer and Pin, gives her.
The poor's place is Malchut when she is not in Zivug with Serampin. This is because the poor has nothing of his own except what he is given. The moon, Malchut, has no light of her own but what the sun, Serampin, gives her.
I just read that, so read the next one too, please.
Oh, sorry. The poor is as good as dead because that place caused him, since he is in a place of death. Malchut is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. If one is rewarded, it is good and life. And if he is not rewarded, it is evil and death. This is why he is called dead. And one who pities him gives him alms and makes the tree of life called righteousness be over the tree of knowledge, which is the tree of death, as it is written. But righteousness delivers from death.
It turns out that as one does below, reviving the poor who is called dead, precisely so he effects above, placing the tree of life over the tree of death. Happy is he, for he is rewarded with making the holy name above, uniting her with Zerah and Pen. For this reason, righteousness exceeds everything.
24. These words refer to righteousness for her sake, since by that righteousness awakens the justice, meaning Zer Ampin, to Malchut, to unite them together, and all will be the holy name as it should be. This is so because justice is neither corrected nor completed, but in righteousness, as it is written, quote, in righteousness shall you be established, unquote. This is said to the assembly of Israel, Malchut, which is completed only in righteousness, as it is written, and do them, which is done by the awakening of the lower one.
I will give peace in the land. Tremble, but do not sin. A man should anger the good inclination over the evil inclination, and this is good. But when the night has fallen and one lies in one's bed, several litigants, harm doers, awaken and roam and wander in the world. And people should tremble before the Creator and fear him, so that one soul will not be among them, and he will be saved from them.
Also, one must neither utter a word of them nor speak of their existence whatsoever, so he will not awaken them upon him, and they will not be with him, as it is written. Tremble and sin not. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still, Shelah, meaning one should not utter a word of them.
When Israel are worthy before the Creator, it is written, I will give peace in the land. This is above when the Creator comes to bind with the assembly of Israel. Peace means yasad, and in the land means malhut. Then, and you shall lie down, and none shall frighten you, since I shall eliminate harmful beasts from the land. This is the beast of the evil kind below. Igurit, daughter of Mahalat, which is an evil Klipah, shall and all her company. This is at night. During the day, I shall eliminate harmful beasts from the land. Means people who come from her side, harm doers, as it is written. And no sword will pass through your land.
27. Even a sword of peace will not go through your land, such as Pharaoh Necho, who wished to pass through the land of Israel, and Josiah the king did not leave him. And no sword will pass refers to her company, which comes from the side of Klipah. I shall eliminate harmful beasts means that the Klipah itself will not rule over the earth, and even the ferry boat will not pass through you, and even the sword of the rest of the nations, and even one armed man will not pass through you.
This is what Josiah the king said. He would not allow the soldiers of Pharaoh Necho through the land, for he was caught by the iniquities of Israel and was therefore killed. Then, as it is written, the breath of our nostrils, anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits. We learned that if the head of the people is good, the whole world is saved by his merit. And if the head of the people is honest, all the people are caught for his iniquity. And Josiah, who was an honest head, whose deeds were upright, why was he caught for iniquity of Israel?
29. He did not believe in Jeremiah and did not torment Israel so they would repent, because he thought that they were all as righteous as he was. And Jeremiah told him that, but he did not believe him, and this is why he was caught for their iniquities. Moreover, the moon, Malchut, was waning its light and about to be completely hidden, since it was already nearing the ruin of the temple.
I will set my tabernacle among you, and I will set my tabernacle among you. My tabernacle is divinity, my pawn, divinity, was mortgaged by the iniquities of Israel because she goes into exile with them. There is an allegory about a man who loved his friend. He told him, certainly, because of the sublime love that I have for you, I wish to dwell with you. His friend replied, how will I know that you will dwell with me? He went and took all the good things in his home and brought them to him and said, my pawn is with you, so I will never part from you.
So is the Creator. He wished to dwell with Israel. He took his treasure, divinity, and lowered it down to Israel. He told them, Israel, here is my pawn with you, so I will never part from you. And although the Creator was removed from us, he left the pawn in our hands because divinity is with us in exile, and we keep his treasure. And when he asks for his pawn, he will come to dwell with us. This is why it is written, and I will set my tabernacle among you. I will give you a pawn, so I will dwell with you. And even though Israel is in exile now, the Creator's mortgage is with them, and they have never left it. L'chaim.
L'chaim.
April 2nd, chapter 22, item 32. And that will be our page 6 for tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Happy day.